My name is Fábio. And I'd like to start the presentation by thanking the organization for the opportunity to present our work. It's a recently funded project around energy poverty. It was funded by the Sustainable Energy Authority of Ireland, and we are in very early stages of development. So this is a good opportunity to try to present the concepts we are supposed to develop and the collaboration we are supposed to have. Okay, but first of all, a little bit of context on what is energy poverty. The most known concept about energy poverty is the rule of 10%. Okay, it means that if you spend more than 10% of your income in energy, it means you are energy poor. This is a very simple concept, usually related to base meeting, and it does not represent, today, it does not represent the reality about energy poverty and all the complexity you have around that. Okay, especially because heating is just one of the factors. You can mention cooling, you can mention transportation, and so on. So, in a broader sense, energy poverty is anything that can cause insufficient energy access by all sorts of the problems you can have. Poor quality, unreliability of the system, a combination of other factors that can bring and jeopardize your energy sufficiency. Two examples of that goes in the opposite direction of the heating system is the heat wave that we had recently. Both of these new piece of news is just like 1 week, 2 weeks ago, or something like that, that goes directly in the direction of cooling. And the problem we have both here in the United States and in Europe. Which brings us to the definition of energy poverty that can have so many aspects and somehow people should have and how to translate that in a way that we can interact or we can provide the tools necessary for policy making that can really address properly this phenomenon. The first one that we just talked about is the percentage of your income that can be compromised by energy poverty. The self-reported subjective energy poverty indicators, which means how you feel about energy poverty. It does not necessarily mean money, out of your pocket, but how it can affect you. Other one is the structural, how the infrastructure can impact you. The extreme cases, we're gonna see something on that. Extreme cases where you simply don't like to education, for example. That's it. The problem is not money, but the problem is that the infrastructure is not there. And any other combinations that can bring to the table all sorts of problems usually related to energy poverty. What's the behavior of that? In the United States only, we have 34 million people or households, it's even worse, that reported they are foregoing food and medicine to accommodate the expenses they have with energy. The same happens in Europe. About 40 million people, 9.3% of the population is subject to the same problems. I'm not going to give big details about Africa and so on, because the situation is even worse. Recent projects we had there, the situation incredibly worse. So how Danish Observatory is planning to help address these problems. As you have to start by understanding how the problem works and understand how complex this phenomena is in all the problem that can hit it. Examples of some geographic problems, of course, the area of the planets you are, you have problems with heating, you have problems with cooling, household characteristics, performance and building performance, decarbonization can address these problems. Gender inequality, unfortunately, is still a big problem that can impact on energy as well. The health problems related to energy poverty, many other are that the subjective feeling of energy poverty. This is one of the characteristics of them. Transportation is also one. And unfortunately, again, vulnerable people, elderly people, families with children, especially women that are probably affected, especially single parents that can have more problems with the energy poverty and the keeping the household safe, energy safe. This was just one example of an incredible presentation yesterday morning here from Dr. Daniel Kuhn about energy justice, just to demonstrate that initiatives that can address energy poverty has also the bias approach that we can find people receiving the resources, but in a way that we can have these problems with race and utility. This is just one of the cases. It was a big sense of the discussion at this point yesterday morning here in this very same conference. And as I said, an extreme example, those are numbers from 2018 from the World Bank, where 760 million people have no access to electricity. So energy poverty it's worse. People simply don't have access to energy. Well, all those factors together, how we can understand the problem as a whole. One of the main objectives, or one of the missions of the Energy Forward Observatory is to understand how global crises can affect in how they are transferred to the household, to the supply chain. Again, complexity is not just about the price of oil or something like that. It's what it can bring to the table, what the war can bring to the table, how this complexity can be translated in a way to create tools that will support decision making or policy making. Another aspect of that, how the profile of people is evolving into energy poverty. Age is one of the factors, gender balance again, and all sorts of other gender dimension of always a recurring problem. It's still a recurring problem. And how actions affects energy poverty. Are they good? Of course, yeah. You have to support your income, bringing money. Of course, yeah. But does it remember the problem that we discussed earlier? The energy justice. If the money is not well applied, you have the unreal sensation that you're solving the problem that you're not. You have biases that can be. So how efficient are those actions that you have? Yeah, that was, by the way, one of the most efficient issues is that we should understand how those measures are really effective to do that. Decarbonization about building energy performance and the first one that we reduce the consumption of essential items to support that. What is essential for you? What can we simply cut from a household consumption that is essential for you? This is something really subjective. Other points, the project, as I said, funded by NTI in Ireland. It starts with the Irish Energy Policy Observatory, and it's supposed to embrace, bring all those aspects together to one common analytical platform that will bring data and expertise together to address important DG points. Okay. We have already collaboration from our partners and the funding group that is working around that will address and work as beta of testers for the platform. And for the council in Ireland is proposed to with the platform when the platform is available, they will use that and validate the web tools that will be made available for them to test, simulate, and validate new policies on how to work with that addressing energy poverty. The UCC School of Public Health is also involved in that in order to test those aspects that are not well explored about energy poverty, how energy poverty can impact your health, and how it can be represented also inside the platform. Okay, and Manchester University, we have participation on one of our partners is specialized in transportation without bringing this type of expertise to the project. But we plan to go beyond that. By the way, the energy poverty advisory law, an initiative from the European Commission is a fantastic job, but they map more than 250 organization projects running in Europe. The problem with that, not really problems, because they have that initiative, but they create silos of data, exceptional developments, but they have silos of data that are not connected, not in the collaboration is poor. Unfortunately, it is poor. Participating in two events of the energy poverty advisory group in Dublin and another one in Brussels. That was all in the discussion. We have data, we don't collaborate. We don't integrate data, we don't share expertise. And that's why the Energy Observatory in its initial stage of development will try to address exactly those problems. Bring together data from different sources that was developed over several projects, and they have that information that is essential for the development of the platform. But they again silo of information separated and not collaborating. We are working to bring them together in just one platform that we can bring collaboration and put all that expertise to work together. Well, just like data, the expertise is separated, the expertise is there. They have amazing projects, they have fantastic results, but they are separated, they are not collaborating. And this maybe the most ambitious part of that is to bring them together and try to create real collaboration here. How to do that? In one conference in June, we had in March talking about that. It was a very good surprise to see a lot of people interested in that. For example, price prediction and all sorts of analysis that can help in bringing input to the platform. That will understand how prices can vary in time and how, if we can predict that for the future, we can create better policy on the top of that. The topic was okay. how to bring, how to offer, to specialize the tool that they can use to create outlets that they can explore that data, somehow explore the expertise that is inside the platform to create their own hypothesis, validate, simulate results. This is maybe the most important point here, where academia, the policymakers can bring contribution. This is much more technical, maybe not policy making or work outside of that, but academia, there will be a big collaboration here, bringing, testing, and validating hypotheses that can help fight energy poverty. And for us, in the end, the big final objective here is to make it available for the greater audience, tools that where they can validate on the top of data that will consolidate on the top of expertise that will bring together. And on the top of the knowledge development side, the platform, a new set of tools will be available for data-driven decision making and policy making in a way to better address energy poverty in all those aspects, not just how much it is from your income, but involving all the aspects, possible aspects that can impact that in the long term. And that's it. That's my presentation. Guys, of course, I'll take the question if any collaboration, please don't hesitate to contact, and we can maybe work in our collaboration together.
Great. So thanks for the presentation. Very interesting. It's a huge problem and it's worldwide. You have mentioned given point that okay, there is maybe an intersection with energy poverty, sustainability of energy. I was wondering, you speak a lot about energy communities in the European Union. So I see renewable energy communities. Maybe, but I would like to know your take on this. Energy communities may be a way to address the two issues together: sustainability and energy poverty, because they also think to serve for free the people that are in need. But energy producers in the community, there are some ideas on that. No, which is your take on
nothing but like keep operating circle. I think community is another way to address the problem. As we have support and so on. But are they really efficient? Are they excellent and obvious? Are they really efficient as well? How can we evaluate that? For them, specifically for the other parts, it's very contemporary. But if you think in a higher, how we compare the whole country is in the same way. Is that the better way for that? I don't know, I can say. I don't know. That's points. We should have range, that actually what we are. There is in all of the problem. The fact that the time we investments you put around different systems for any sport. It has the thing that and because you lost some money in energy and so on. But no, this is the point. Can you bring real data that will support this kind of analysis? Yes, that's true. And information can have value in terms of what. That relates to the one version. One of the following points over your activity focused on a short book called The Brief History of Inequality. It's just published, which is like 150 pages. And the part of it that's not is the bottom 50%, where income inequality is not maybe it's gone from 3% of global wealth to 5% in the past 70 years. So basically, so this gets the political issue. Yeah. The bottom 50% is not changed at all. Just us in the middle, in this middle, and
But anyway, that's a broader political achievement. He really, shows in terms of global data.